You're watching Drakewing Gaming. Enjoy the video.
Hey guys and gals, Never here from Drakewing Gaming, and studying me on Twitter, the Gaming Drag. Today I'm coming back at you with the Let's Play episode of In Case of Emergency, Cedric's Path. So before we jump into it, just want to let y'all know that our Patreon is now up for as little as $5. Y'all can help support the channel, get some awesome rewards like permanent access to our community Discord server and full access to upcoming Not Safe for Work videos. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump right back in. Alarm chain, you are up, and let's go. Alright. Does it? So, this class you're taking over the summer, is that not part of your primary studies? No, I needed to fulfill a life skills requirement. Actually, now that I think of it, it's kind of ironic that you were able to pass that requirement originally and graduate with no actual life skills, then failed it because of a very real-life experience. And now you're about to make up that requirement by delaying further real-life experience and instead doing something stupid, like taking care of a dildo that you've already lost. Speaking of which, if you see a false phallus, you make a jerking motion with your hands. If you see anything like this, let me know. I think it rolled into the void at some point. I really need it for this class. This is an assignment from your instructor? Very strange. Tell me about it. If it's important to you, we will try to ensure it returns safely to your hands. I swear. Thanks. Thank you. Remus leans back in his seat, resting one arm on the glass surface of the table. Now, how are you settling in? I'm sure this whole ordeal has been surprising, to say the least. Actually, I've been doing pretty well. It's about time I got sucked into a magical world whose fate rests in my hands. I'd given up most hope by the time I turned 14. Feels like a dream, doesn't it? Like it's too good to be true. Your friends felt the same way. Are they the only ones? From your world? Yes. Every so many years, your world sends new champions to reverse the tides of the resolution. There are always three: the shield, the amulet, and the sword. That's you. The resolution is a constant force that threatens our lands. It spreads from the mountain's heart, the center of the world, scouring the land and destroying everything in its wake. But what is it? It is the resolution, but it's also a resolution. It's a conclusion. The last chapter in a book. It's the end of all things. And if everything ends? Remus is smiling, but his eyes are solemn. Peregrine will be no more. He will no longer have access to this world, and I will no longer exist. That'd be bad. Yes, indeed, but if we manage to thwart it once again, everything will return to its former state. The void will retreat and return what it has taken from us. Farmland and forest will be revived, rivers will flow again, and he gestures vaguely in your direction, searching for the right words. Lost manhood will be restored for your studies. Manhood restoration sounds good to you. The past couple of months have felt like a series of consecutive kicks to the dick. That'd be great. That's actually the whole reason why I'm here, because it rolled down the stairs and into this place, and I needed the sword to get it out. So you know. Remus raises his eyebrows, pleasantly bemused by the yarn you're spinning. It's a long story. And you said you weren't interesting. The two of you chat for a while in the comfortable shade of the gazebo. It's easy to get lost in the slow rhythm of this place. No deadlines, no asinine assignments, just sitting outside in a beautiful garden. Before you know it, the sun is setting and the fantasy cicadas are out in full force. Remus invites you to stay for dinner. Who are you to refuse free food? You're led to the dining hall, where the smell of food already wafts from the plates set down on the thick mahogany table. You feel the soft crunch of a carpet under your feet, positioned between the table and the waxed wooden floors. Across the room, coals burn in the stone hearth. The warmth is a comfortable buffer against the chilly winds of the evening. Remus guides you to a plush seat, where you take your place across from Wes, Luke, and Cedric. Please, have a seat. Luke waggles his eyebrows at you for a reason you can't fathom. Wes exchanges a glance with you, possibly pleased to see you. His expression remains as reserved as always. Cedric watches you enter before turning his gaze towards the plate before him, resting both paws in his lap. Steam rises from your plate of roasted pheasant, stuffed with huge cloves of fragrant garlic and crusted over with charred herbs. Served alongside it is a dollop of sweet berries and stalks of roasted parsnip. In a cloth-covered basket on the table are sliced loaves of fresh rye, from which the smell of freshly baked bread sits heavy in the air. Uneven slabs of butter are placed on small ceramic plates on either side. Holy crap, do they eat like this every day? Wow, this looks really good! It is the best we could do, given the circumstances. To our newest champion! Remus raises a glass of red wine. There's a cordial exchange of toasts across the table. To Kieran, Wes, and Luke. And Cedric, too. Cedric stares at you, conflicting emotions warring on his face. He's simultaneously touched and mortified. Of course. Man, Cedric. You smile politely and take a sip from your glass. The wine is, as far as you can tell, good. You've gathered long ago that it's socially taboo to express that most wine tastes indistinguishable to you. I hate to get down to business so quickly, but time is of the essence. Now that we have our final champion, we shall set off for Grim Mountain within a week's time. Why not right away? We'll need time to train Kieran. A week will ideally strike the appropriate balance between preparation and haste. A week. We'll be fine. We'll need time to brush up on the basics. Is a week enough time? He's not gonna get good in a week. No offense. Isn't it enough that he's part of the prophecy? As long as we have the 3 people, is it even possible to lose? That doesn't mean we shouldn't be prepared. Remus nods, and you see Cedric puff out his chest a little in response. He's right. It's best if Kieran is prepared. We'll have to land the killing blow in the heart if we are to succeed. So you know, water time. Hey, y'all, and we are back. Alright. Besides, there's no better teacher than experience. He'll learn in the days it takes to reach the mountain's base. You know what we should do? We should magically swap Cedric and Kieran's bodies. Cover our bases. Sure. I guess? If one of them gets his knowledge and the other gets his body, it's win-win. Speaking of his body, you recognize that Cedric has filled out more since high school. His jacket fits a little tighter around the shoulders than you last remember, when he lagged behind you in gym. Do you even know how to do that? No, but give me a week and I'll learn how. Like the time you wanted to learn how to make a self-replenishing army of inanimate objects, so you animated a bunch of bread to make more of itself? Except instead of baking more bread, the loaves would run around the castle humping each other, then graphically give birth to little rolls by opening in half like a hot dog bun. That was a joke, it wasn't supposed to be serious. The place smelled like yeast for a week. Despite Wes's projected disapproval, there's a hint of exasperated fondness in his voice. This is an old conversation. Can we please take this seriously? This isn't a game. I am taking this seriously. You just said... Never mind. I thought you just said you weren't being serious. Yeah, with the bread. This is different, obviously. Luke sighs in exaggerated exasperation. Cedric nods at you in appreciation. Wes shoots you a sympathetic look before tucking into his meal. So, Wesley, tell us more about how your training fares. It's going well. At this point, I think I'm teaching the Castle Guard more than I'm learning from them. I think someone broke their jaw running into my shield. The training facilities are excellent. I used them yesterday and was really impressed with the integrity of the leather training dummies. Thank you for those improvements. Remus nods thoughtfully. Oh yeah, the dummies are great. I like to cuddle with them sometimes just to feel someone's arms around me. Luke, I'm quite sure there are people you can pay in town. No, I've been really hitting it off with this one dummy, and I don't mean to kiss and tell, but I think we're going to get to third base soon. The quality is really excellent. Restocking on training weapons has also been helpful, and Cedric either doesn't realize what Luke wants or he's deliberately ignoring him to frustrate him. Cedric was never the confrontational type. What do you think, Kieran? Of the training facilities? Good question. You didn't expect anyone to ask. They seem solid. I think they'll be helpful for practice. It's the best we could do with the end of the world and so forth. It's a good thing you arrived sooner rather than later. Is the void spreading? The void is always spreading. It finally reached Primhaven today, not to mention the castle. You know. Water time? Are the people okay? I should check on them. No one was hurt, thankfully, though I imagine if we don't move quickly, there may not be much left to save. I can head down to the town tomorrow with the Royal Guard and lead evacuation efforts. I'll make sure everyone knows that the crown is behind them, and Luke rolls his eyes. Wes gently elbows him and frowns, shaking his head. What? I'm not interrupting. Is there a problem? No, keep going. This is important. We need someone to keep a public opinion in check. A king is legitimized by the opinion of the people. We can win the battle, but if we lose the war... Does this really matter? Don't you care? You're a champion, and you treat all of this like some kind of joke. Me? I'm the one who cares about maximizing our chances of winning. You're the one treating this like some kind of weird role-playing fantasy game. Are you being serious right now? Cedric's lips curl back into a snarl. Luke tries to affect disinterest, but the hairs on his mane puff out in anxiety. The scene is uncomfortably reminiscent of your childhood dinner table. Remus, for his part, appears to be genuinely disinterested in the tableau as he watches passively with wine glass in hand. Dessert, anyone? Cedric self-consciously closes his mouth with an audible click, nose twitching in frustration. Luke sheathes his claws and flexes them like he intended for them to come out all along. Wes gives you an apologetic look as he begins to fold the cloth napkin in his lap. I left my stove on. I just remembered something I have to take care of. Do I live the same way I came in, or? Let me show you out. Wes guides you out of an uncomfortably silent dining room. The only sound the shuffling of his chair against carpet. Wes readily navigates the Let's see. Same. Oh, okay. Wes readily navigates the many halls of the castle, wordlessly pointing at the direction the two of you should take. The torches on the wall flicker ominously in their metal sconces. So... Does that happen often? Yeah, but it's been happening more recently. People are getting stressed out. That sucks. Yeah, I guess. Let's see. What are you doing? How are you doing? I'm doing fine. Yeah? Yeah. Yeah. What do you think of the dessert was? I heard someone say it was Pete's cobbler. They don't have ice cream here, but it's still pretty good. Damn, maybe we should go back. You can go back on your own. If you make it out alive, bring me some too. Let's see. Alright. Alright. It's not long before you reach the same door you entered through. From this side, it looks remarkably ordinary. A carved wooden door with an iron handle, and a flickering exit sign over it. I can come back if I leave, right? Like, you know, water time. Yeah, of course. Same way you came in. This place is bound to you now. Whoa, that's intense, but it's also kind of neat. Cool. Well, see you around? You try to flash him a friendly smile. Wes holds the door open for you. After you. The cool gust of basement air blows in your face, ruffling your fur. It's hard to make out much in the darkness. How many flights of stairs are you going to have to climb back up? Your foot hovers over the threshold. I second thought I want dessert. Hey, actually... Before you can comprehend what's happened, your foot touches the other side and there's a lurching sensation in your stomach. You close your eyes on instinct. Something far, far behind you calls after you. Did anyone tell you about... Your eyes snap open. You're in your boxers on the bed of your summer dorm. The lights are off, and the only illumination in your dark room is your laptop screen. The place smells like instant noodles. Oh no. This can't be some all a dream bullshit. You need to go back. You need to be in the world where you have a sword and get to save the world. You can't live like this, not after you've had a taste of what could have been. Deep breaths, in on 4, out on 7. Calm down, nerd. Get a hold of yourself. Wait, do we have proof that was all a dream? Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Anyway, before I go, I'm going to give a quick shout out to our lovely bronze tier patrons. Thank you all for all you do for the channel. We greatly appreciate your support. Thank you to our silver tier patron, Cade Silvermoon. You're awesome. Thank you for going a bit above and beyond. And thank you to our gold tier patron, Amr. You're awesome. We love you. Thank you for subscribing to our ultimate tier. And anyway, if y'all want to get your names in the credits and get us access to our not safe for work content, it's as little as $5. Anyway, I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!